Hello, you're watching Kel67 Gaming and February,
Yeah,
which means that we need to do our pickups video for
January.
January. So I guess for most people, January is quite a quiet month because it's just after Christmas and what have you. But for us, we both have birthdays in January, which means obviously that we get a chance to get some extra pickups. And that happened a little this year, I guess. I mean, not masses, but we did get some nice things that we both really wanted. Which is always a bonus. So I guess we'll just get straight to it and show you what we got.
Yep. First up for the new Nintendo Switch, this is Metroid Dread. I believe this is a kind of back to the original, like.
That is, it's 2D.
Mode. Yeah, it's a 2D side scroller. Instead of what was the first person that was on like the Wii and that.
The Metroid Prime games were FPSs basically.
Pretty much, but this is a return to the original play. Obviously on the Nintendo Switch, so you can use it when traveling, which is obviously a bonus for people who do that. But I have tried a bit of it. I actually quite enjoy it, so I'm obviously going to go and complete it.
Apparently it's a really good game. A lot of people have got a lot of good things to say about it, so you can play that and see what you think. I've got a Sega Saturn game, or games. This is Sega Rages Volume 1, which has the arcade perfect versions of Outrun, one of my favourite games of all time, Afterburner 2, which is pretty decent too, although it hasn't aged quite as well, and Space Harrier, which Space Harrier is just a one of a kind, brilliant game. So I'm really pleased to have that one. Especially for Outrun. Obviously you could play it on MAME anyway, but playing Outrun on a Sega console, that's living the dream.
And if it works with the steering wheel, then it's probably something else to keep playing with as well. So next up for the Wii U, this is Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE, and this is the crossover.
It's Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem, isn't it?
Yes. So it plays a bit more like Shin Megami Tensei, but it's got a bit of the Fire Emblem in
You really like the Persona games, which is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei as well. So it's kind of a game that you'll get into.
Pretty much, and I already have a bit from the short, I believe, few hours that I've already put into it. So.
And I believe that they have already re-released this on the Switch, but playing it on the Wii U, you can play the two-screen game the way that it was meant to be played.
Also, it's a console which we don't typically get pickups for because it doesn't have a big library.
We do it from time to time, and I really like the Wii U, so it's nice to have extra games for it. One that I got as part of a bundle, would never normally go for a disc-only game, and to be fair, it's not a game that I really play myself, but this is disc-only Doom on the PS1. You quite like Doom. You played the original Doom on
the Xbox One, as part of Game Pass.
Have I? So it's the same game. I'm sure you could complete it again if you wanted to. Obviously, everyone knows what Doom is. It's pioneering FPS. Just not really my thing.
Next up is another game for the Wii U. This is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now this is obviously ported onto the Switch, but this was the original version.
We never actually got the Switch version of this one. Can't even remember what the first games we got on the Switch were.
I think it was Odyssey and Smash Brothers.
No, I'm sure they were later. But you're right. This game was always designed to be a Wii U game. So it's probably the best way to play it.
Probably.
Although you spotted that Link's right-handed.
Yes.
I thought that was just for like Skyward Sword because of the the waggly nunchuck game that was. Most people are right-handed, so they had to switch them from being left to right-handed.
No, I guess in that they've just fully swapped them to being right-handed then.
Maybe he's ambidextrous.
I guess that's probably going to be the excuse, isn't
That's
it?
going to be the official Nintendo line. He's ambidextrous.
So he can use both hands. But it is one of the games where pretty much everyone who's played it praises it quite highly.
Wow.
I've started it, and so far I have enjoyed it, and I'm going to continue it through up until the end. So I've got a few games to be getting through with, haven't I?
I've got one here, which is actually one of my personal holy grails. I had it when it first came out, but because I used to be stupid and sell on my old systems, or worse than that, give them away, I had to re-find it. But I absolutely love this game, so for me, this is a personal holy grail, although it'll not be a holy grail for everyone. This is Rage Racer on the PS1. It was I think it's the third game in the Ridge Racer series, but this is the best one. Well, the best one on the PS1. There's 4 in total on the PS1. This is by far the best one. Absolutely brilliant game. Can't recommend it highly enough. Doesn't get talked about a lot.
Next up for the PlayStation 3, this is the 2013 reboot of Tomb Raider. No.
Yeah, this is one. I don't even know why we picked up on the PS3 because I think we've already got it.
We've got it on the Xbox One digitally, but it was one of those games where we don't have it physically, and we'll see it for a good price. So, to be honest, it's not even that bad of a game for me personally. I know that some people obviously don't like it.
It's not my Tomb Raider.
Yeah, which I get it as well, but I really do enjoy the game. So I think
my Tomb Raider is the original ones.
So I think for what the few pound that we got it for, it's definitely a good pickup.
Another PS1 game. I'm slowly but surely rebuilding my PS1 library. This is not the best Ridge Racer game on the PS1, but it is the second best. This is the original one. This is the game that we all played in the arcades. You've actually played the arcade version. You played it when we went
to Nerd.
Yep, yeah, absolutely did. Although this one will let you take it off the front bumper view, which that particular arcade game didn't, which I didn't like at all. But yeah, Ridge Racer was groundbreaking at the time. This was one of the system sellers for the PS1. Really pleased to have that one.
Next up for the Xbox One, this is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Now, you have played this before in a month in games because I did ask you to play it.
Yeah, because it's on Game Pass, isn't it?
Not sure if it is. It's on
EA
Play.
EA Access.
Yeah, it's an EA Play game, which is part of Game Pass Ultimate. But it was one of those again where it was sort of quite cheap, and obviously didn't have it in the collection, and thought, well, we should probably pick it up because we don't really have that many Xbox One physical games, do we?
No, we've got a few.
But
Games Pass really has kind of stunted our need to go out and buy them physically. So
because most of the libraries actually
but we are picking them up when we see them at a decent price. Another PS1 game. This one is another racing game. This is Hydro Thunder. I think everyone knows Hydro Thunder. Is it Hurricane on the Xbox 360? This is the original one. There was an arcade version of this that Midway put out. It's just an arcade racer. It's pretty decent. People seem to like it. And another one that I'm really glad to have.
Next up for the 360, this is Hour of Victory. This does appear to look like...
It's an FPS.
Yeah, it's an FPS set in World War II, as it says on the back. I haven't actually played this one, believe it or not.
No, you have to.
With the amount of FPSs which I've played, this is not one of them. But I think, again, it was one of those, because we picked a few games up when they were quite cheap.
Yeah.
And it was one that we don't have, so...
Well, it's one that you can give it a try to see if it's any good.
Yeah, I'll at least give it a try, so...
And another PS1 game. But one that's kind of like a reboot of a much older game. Anyone that's seen the film Pixels will know exactly who this is. It is Cubot. It's a reboot, but the gameplay is the same. It's jumping around, changing the colours of the landing pads. I mean, if you know what Cubot is, you know what it is. It can be really good fun, but it's not a game that you're going to play for dozens of hours at a time.
Next up for the original Xbox, this is Counter-Terror Special Forces Fire for Effect. That is the official title.
That's a mouthful.
It definitely is.
This is a third-person shooter, isn't it?
It looks like it's either a third or first-person shooter, also on the original Xbox. But one again, which I have actually never seen nor heard of. I'll be perfectly
Well, you'll have to
honest.
play it and see if it's any
Yeah,
good.
definitely will.
I've been in, I think, is this an Xbox exclusive?
It doesn't say it anywhere, but potentially.
Possibly. I'm just thinking a third-person shooter, Xbox exclusive, that could be like the proof of concept before the done Gears of War.
Yeah, potential.
Possibly. Don't know that, but...
And I do quite like the Gears of War series, so...
Got a game here which I haven't actually seen physically very often, but we'll manage to see it and at a good price and pick it up. For all you point and click aficionados, this is Siberia 3. I haven't actually played this one, but I have played the first two Siberia games. If you like point and click adventures, they're alright. It's not a bad series. Made 3 of them, so obviously there's enough people like them to warrant it.
Yeah.
Probably not something that you'll get into.
Yeah,
because
you never know.
Point and click isn't really arcadey and action orientated enough for you, is it?
Well, to be fair, I've never really given them much of a go, so
Well, there's
I
one
would
to have a go.
Next up, for the Xbox One, this is Alien Isolation, the Nostromo edition. This game is on Game Pass, if I remember correctly.
It is. And I think we've had it on PS4 as well.
Something
digitally.
like that.
But this is getting it physically, and I've never actually played this, but apparently it's really good, and I should play it because I like the Alien franchise.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few Alien
Is it an
games.
FPS?
I think it's more of a survival horror game with some FPS elements at times.
You mean it's an FPH?
In a sense.
A first person hider?
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I think there's quite a few Alien games on Xbox and on Game Pass in general though.
Another PS1 game, this is Bust a Move 4. If you know what Bust a Move is, it can be really great fun. Again, not one that you're going to play for tens of hours, but as far as puzzlers go, firing the bubbles up for the colour match and clearing the screen, it's probably like a million clones on your mobile phone now, but this is the original, and this is the one that I first played and really liked.
Next up is Prey, this is the Xbox One. I'm not sure entirely.
This is the reboot one, isn't it?
Yeah, it was either a reboot or it was a continuation or something like that, or just like an upgraded version of the 360 title.
No, I'm sure it was a reboot.
Something like that. Once again, it is a first-person shooter, I believe. So again, which I'll be playing, but I believe we do have the 360 version as well.
Yeah, we've got the original somewhere.
The original, but once again,
this is a different.
Yeah, once again, cheap, and I think it's
cheap and cheerful.
Yeah, and I think if I'm not correctly, it's either went off Game Pass or probably will be soon enough, because I think it's been on there since day one or something. But
it's a Bethesda game and Microsoft owned name though, so it might stay on forever. Another PS1 game, one that I know nothing about, A Bug's Life. It's obviously a cash grab movie tie-in for kiddies thing, so there's two ways that it's going to go. It's going to be total shite, or
somewhat decent.
Or it'll be a half-decent platformer. I haven't built up enough courage to put it in the machine yet to find out which way it is, but I guess we will at some point.
Probably, because we'll have to at least see if it works and that. But next up is a Xbox One exclusive. This is Quantum Break. Now, I believe this is a third person, or a type
You
of...
didn't actually play much of this when it came out, because this was another
No.
one that came out on Game Pass, I think day one, didn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's gone off now.
Is that?
But
And I thought you would play it far more than you did, but you didn't. And being a shitter, it's not a game that I'm playing, is it?
yeah, but now that we've got it physically, and been a while, I might go back to it. And it's obviously got the elements where you get it, like you've got different powers as well, so it's not full on just a shooter, but like you've got also different elements to play around with.
And you'll be surprised to hear another PS1 game. This one is Soul Blade, or Soul Age if you're anywhere else in the world. Is it anywhere else? Or is it just Japan that got it Soul Age? I can't remember. But this is the original Soul Calibur game, which was supposed to be Soul Edge, but there was some idiot magazine owner that sued everyone who used the word edge in any title ever, and Namco just didn't want to have to go through all the rigmarole of slapping him down in court like everyone else did. Brilliant game, one of the best beat 'em ups on the PS1. Obviously there's this one, when you're thinking about top beat 'em ups, this one, Tekken 3, really that's your dream beat 'em up library.
Next up for the PSP, this is just Eliminator. Now this is a racing game, I'm presuming, because
Yeah, it's a racing game.
I've not played it.
It's a street racing game.
Yeah.
So you kind of know what you're getting.
But the PSP is a console which you particularly really love.
Absolutely.
So I'm guessing it's going to be one that you're definitely going to play because you like racing games. You like the PSP, so...
Yeah, seems like a dream combo for me. We've got a GameCube game. Yes, we paid the Nintendo tax on this one. But I've never actually seen it on another console, so it might be an exclusive, although it doesn't say exclusive anywhere on it.
Yeah.
This is a movie tie-in. It is Minority Report. Everybody runs. That's as much as I can tell you. Yes, we bought it. Yes, I paid the Nintendo tax. No, I haven't actually put it in the machine yet. It looks like a kind of an adventure game with shooting beat 'em up elements based on the back of the box. But who knows? Could be something completely different.
Don't know until you put it in the machine. Next up for the PlayStation 2, this is Silent Scope. Now,
you played the arcade game of
yes.
this. You played this
Yes.
way back when.
That was quite a good game.
And this is the home conversion.
Yes. So no doubt I'll at least have to give it a try.
I don't know if you play it with the light gun, because in the arcade you do play it with a gun, but the gun's got another screen in the sight.
Yeah, something like that. But I guess don't know until you obviously put it in the game. But it does say that it's analog controller compatible.
So it's not like gun game.
Yeah.
But actually, it makes sense, because if you get the second screen as like your reticle on the screen, which it looks like it is from the back,
you don't really need a second screen.
You don't need the light gun. In fact, the light gun could confuse the issue.
Yeah.
But I remember you quite liked the arcade game, so I'm sure you'll like this one too.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
That's all we got this month. So we'll maybe calm down a little, because we've had Christmas and
birthdays.
Decent pickups over January as well. We've got some backlog to get through. We've always got some backlog to get to, but it's particularly big at this time of year. But yeah, you know what we're like when we go out and we see something. I think all of us are the same. You go out, you see shiny things, and you have to buy them.
And then you get distracted by said shiny things.
Aye, exactly. And your backlog gets bigger. But that's it for this time. So in the meantime, if you haven't already,
give us a like, a share, and a subscribe, and turn the notification bell so you're notified when we upload, and we will see you in the next video.